If you keep crickets as feeders for reptiles or amphibians, and you're finding that you're having a lot of them die before you can actually feed them, then there could be several reasons why that's happening. In this video, I'm going to show you how to care for feeder crickets and hopefully help you eliminate some of your dead loss. This is my cricket station. I'm going to show you how I care for my crickets in order to eliminate as much of the dead loss as possible. Okay, these are my largest crickets. I don't know if the camera will focus on that or not. We've got a female actually laying some eggs at the moment, but that's another video. So one of the reasons why people lose a lot of crickets is not giving them enough space. This is actually a 10-gallon tank, and I use a screen lid on top for ventilation. They really need to have a lot of ventilation. Usually about twice a week I will go through all of my cricket bins and remove any dead ones. You're always going to have some die. It's inevitable. But one of the reasons why they could be dying off too soon is you don't give them enough room to climb on. You can see I have paper towel holders, a layer across the bottom, and then I also use the egg crate to make sure that they have plenty of climbing space, because if you don't give them enough space, they'll actually kill each other off. And once the crickets die, they emit ammonia, which in turn will kill other crickets. So you want to make sure that any dead ones that you find, you remove them. And also, you can see right there is a piece of carrot that I'm going to take out of there, because if you feed them fresh food and it starts to rot, the same thing's going to happen. It's going to emit ammonia and kill the crickets. Another reason that crickets might be dying is if you're not giving them enough food and water. I use a powdered cricket food rather than fresh mostly, and I also use water crystals for a water source for them. Now you can use a damp sponge, but in my experience the sponge dries out too quickly, and it could also cause mold and mildew in the tank, which will harm the crickets as well. So basically, you want to make sure they have plenty of room. You want to make sure they have plenty of food and water, and that'll keep them from killing each other off. And a good ventilated top is also essential, because if you can't get in and clean the cricket tank every few days, then you want to make sure that if any of them are dying, that there's plenty of ventilation so the ammonia can actually escape out through the top. They're actually pretty simple to care for. I order about 1,500 crickets a month, and I have very little dead loss. So if you want to keep your crickets alive, there's just a few simple things you have to do, but you do have to take care of them, just like you do the animals that you're feeding them to. So it's that simple. And if you're using like a cricket keeper like that, you can see that I also have egg crate in that, because just those tubes in there isn't enough space. And all I have in that cricket keeper are the little tiny crickets. Like 1 week, they're probably about 3 weeks old now, but I don't know if you can see one right there. But they still have to have plenty of space to climb around on and hide and not be on top of each other, so they don't kill each other. These are my medium-sized crickets. You can see I've got some dead ones in there that I've got to take out. So just remember, give them plenty of space, plenty of hiding places, lots of room to climb around so they're not on top of each other. Make sure they have plenty of food and a water source, and keep the dead ones out.